If you set the timer on the beginning of a cycle and the washer starts filling up, but when the washer fills to a selected level, the washer making a noise like this, and the agitator doesn't seem to be agitating, open the door to see if it's agitating or not. If it's not agitating, most likely you have a broken motor coupler. Turn the washer off and set it on the spin cycle. Let the washer finish draining all the water, then we will check and see if it's spinning or not. After the washer has finished draining all the water, just open the door on the washer and close it. And open it real fast to see if it's spinning or not. If it's not spinning, most likely you have a broken motor coupler. When the motor coupler breaks on the machine, the washer will not agitate and it will not spin. The washer will fill with water and it will drain the water, but that's about it. Another way to find out if the motor coupler is broken before taking the machine apart is by taking a look at it. Disconnect the washer from the wall outlet. You could use a 5-gallon bucket like this to put behind the washer to lay the washer on it. Lean the washer like this on the bucket so you could take a look underneath of it. Just make sure you don't lean it on any part that you could break when you do so, okay? The motor coupler is located between the gear cage and the motor. As you could see, this motor coupler is broken right by the motor. So you have a broken motor coupler, that means you need to replace it. And I will show you how to do that next. Let me show you how to replace a broken motor coupler. Disconnect the washer from the wall outlet before doing any work on it. Open the controls panel. Remove the cabinet. Turn off the water faucets and remove the hoses. Remove the drain hose and stuff a piece of rag on it like this so it won't leak if it falls on the floor. Put a bucket like this behind the washer to lean the washer on it. Lean the washer on the bucket like this and make sure that it's secure and it's not going to fall down. To replace the motor coupler, you will need to remove the pump and the motor. Use a screwdriver to remove the pump holding clips like this. Grab the pump and take it right out and tie it to the frame of the washer like this. Disconnect the wire harness from the motor. Remove these two screws. Remove the two motor holding clips. And remove the motor. Just be careful you don't drop the motor, because if you drop it, you could damage the motor. Remove the broken motor coupler and the round rubber piece. To remove the motor coupler from the gear case, you need to use a flat screwdriver like this. Keep prying it from side to side until it comes out, then remove it. Put the new piece on the shaft of the gear case and use an upside down screwdriver and a hammer to tap it in until it's flush with the shaft. like this. Put the round rubber piece on the gear case like this and align it with one of the holes pointing down and two of the holes pointing up like this. I mounted this motor on a vise to be able to show you better. You're going to do this on the floor. You could use a close-up hammer to remove the motor coupler like this. To install the new motor coupler on the motor, just set it on the shaft. And if you got a small hammer and the ball of the hammer is not too big, you could just tap it in until it's flush with the shaft. Or you could use a socket wrench, put it in, and tap it with the hammer until it's flush with the shaft. Before mounting the motor, you need to make sure that these 4 rubber bumpers are on the motor like this. Go ahead and mount the motor. You may need to wiggle it a little bit until it falls in place. After it falls in place, hold it with your left hand and with your right hand install the top holding clip. Align the clip and apply some pressure on the middle of the clip until it snaps in place. Align the bottom clip and put pressure on the clip until it snaps in place. Screw in the 2 screws to secure the clips in place. Untie the pump and use one of the pump clips to turn the center of the pump like this. This will make it easier to mount the pump on the motor shaft. Turn the motor shaft like this, so the 2 flat surfaces, one is at 12 o'clock and one is at 6 o'clock. Go ahead and mount the pump on the motor shaft. Make sure it's all the way in. And install the 2 holding clips. Connect the wire harness to the motor. Set it in place and push it all the way in to get a good connection. Stand the washer up. Install the cabinet. Lower the controls panel and secure it with the 2 screws. And you're done replacing a broken motor coupler.